No more
Oh,
politics or pizza or pineapple.
Pears.
Yeah.
If C is for cookie, is that really good enough for me?
Yeah, I can do.
Is that really
understudy
good enough
tonight.
for me?
Alright.
Asking the real
Let me
questions.
keep my mic.
Thank you.
Alright.
Let's go back to our favorite case. Turnabout Big Top.
No.
Oh no.
Big
Back to the
top to
bears.
the bigger top.
Still upset that the ghost of fucking Mo keeps coming up.
Yeah. Well, he's not
But
dead,
he's
the ghost
but
of
he's
Mo.
a
He's-
ghost.
He's not the
Yeah.
worst character to keep showing up.
No.
What's up,
That's
guys?
true,
How's
he
Ace
wasn't
Attorney?
Yo,
Just started.
Dave.
It's West Clownadelphia.
No,
What a
Mo,
trade.
Mo is a ghost because he keeps showing up to make jokes and he's not actually there.
Yeah. True.
Are we at the
So
beginning of the case, or has the murder already happened?
We are like
Oh, the murder always
Two-
happens right at the start.
2/3 done with the case. We are on the last investigation before the last trial day.
So the kid killed them, right?
No. No, it was the bear. It was the
Oh.
bear, but I won't say which one.
Okay.
Was
All
the
of
bear
They
jamboree?
ganged up.
It's past 9:00 p.m.,
Well, there's such
Already.
things as werebear, so I'm not factoring out the kid.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya.
These things take time. I'd say probably not.
What the
The
fuck,
police.
Phoenix?
The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay.
You're right. Sad
No,
face.
I'm Phoenix.
Police are professionals. Have you met Mike Meekins?
Have you met Detective Gumshoe?
She was fired. He's not even a police officer anymore.
Mike,
Then I rest my case.
Mike Meekins. Sure,
Meekins.
sure is an officer. So the real person who killed Mr. Carita was
That assassin, Mr. Shelley DeKilla, right?
the card
Elite
Miss Andrews
killer.
found at the crime scene seems to be the proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired D Killer to begin with? Who is his client?
You mean, who asked for the murder?
We are traumatizing this child.
I mean, she's having a full-grown
Yeah.
dead woman possess her body. I'm pretty sure she's already traumatized.
That's fair.
Her mom's in jail.
That's
Oh yeah,
fair.
that too.
That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is
Gus,
still a killer.
E-killer.
D Killer.
these chips are very stale. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Mrs. Andrews?
I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself?
But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be.
Matt on guard himself.
If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin,
Then he is not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime.
but it can't be Mr. Ungard, right?
Uh,
I mean, when we first talked with him,
But you agree he's stupid too.
Mr. Ungard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Carita?
Who was on guard?
Connor,
Is-
if...
Connor,
He's
if
muted.
He's here. He might be eating, so I will...
Oh no.
Alright, just so we're clear, dude.
Oh, excellent.
Damn it, you got me just as I got back to the computer.
Get in there. Get in there.
I don't know. Ian was doing a very good impression.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Carita, okay?
Eh. Eh. I didn't see any psyche locks at that time. Actually, that reminds me.
do you remember something, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, something
It's almost
Miss
as if you had a
Andrews said
flashback.
at the trial today. She said something interesting. Something interesting.
Your own
What is-
thought.
So what is this interesting thing?
Like to
What?
believe Phoenix just left that statement as it was for like a minute and a half.
Where do you go, Mr. Nick, when you stare off that way?
Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls?
I can't hear your flashbacks.
It's normally
Andrews
was Andrews as well.
Who's voicing the waifu?
God, we rely on Andrews a lot.
Yeah.
Andrews
Well,
pulls
he also
rank.
signs up for a lot of characters.
That is true.
Andrews is 1/3 of the class.
And he
I
does
can
the most
I can
voices.
take a stab at it if no one else wants.
Sure.
I highly doubt we'll see more of her, but yeah. Go for
Probably
it.
not.
Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going to go down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful it could surpass Metal Gear, that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Impossible.
No, it can't be.
A weapon to surpass the Metal Samurai.
Nanomachines.
Nanomachine, son.
Nanomachines, Mr. Nick. Mr. Unguard's secret. What was this secret?
I don't know yet. But for now,
He tried to...
let's think about it this way. Mr. Kurita was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Unguard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Kurita silenced.
motive.
That's what happens when you try to out Pizza the Hut.
I've never
Why
heard
do I have a-
motive.
Why do I have a feeling the secret is something like really dumb?
It's
Matt
either something
Unguard's like-
really dumb or something like cataclysmic. No
Matt
indecent.
Unguard.
We still
No,
haven't
no middle
resolved
ground there.
the death of the lady's mentor person.
Yeah.
Matt
So-
Unguard's deep dark secret is that he likes pineapple on pizza. While might not be troublesome to some, it'll
must
cause
be
enough
silenced.
argument. It'll cause enough
Execute.
argument. His career will be ruined.
Which means we have to meet with Mr. Unguard. There's no way around it now. Alright, time to move to Mr. Unguard. Oh boy. Is it Lotta Heart? Is it Lotta Heart still here?
I have a lot of heart.
Is
Not
she
Lotta
still
Heart.
here?
Either
Not
that
hard.
or it's,
You're watching
it's
Disney
an old
Channel.
bag.
Wow. It really is getting late, Mr. Nick.
Yeah. It's past 9 p.m. already.
I said that already.
But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. Unguard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight.
But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center?
Damn it,
Detention
you're right.
is over, though.
I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry.
I want to
Wow.
go to bed.
I'm surprised Lotta Heart is not
The
here.
child.
I'm a lot of heart.
Oh.
Yeah, little Vegas.
Oh.
It's even worse than a lot of heart. It's
Oh,
Wendy.
it's Wendy.
She hasn't left the building. Leave.
Hey, wait.
She probably can't find her way out with that helmet on.
Oh, no.
What is it, whippersnapper?
She's old and has Alzheimer's.
All I know is nothing that anything that good.
Great. Line. Great.
Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason,
Is it a transceiver?
what?
God.
and I was told to use it to search the whole hotel.
That's
Hell?
the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made.
Take it from
That's
him.
the reaction I was going
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgipoo, so,
Edgeworth.
and he said,
And I quote,
if you ever feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer.
Rude!
So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you.
gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are.
How does she know
Yeah,
that she meant
Do we have to talk to her? Of course we do.
We do.
We probably do.
This is hang on. I got,
Gabba gabba.
see if I need to reach
This is
back
absolute
to-
How about a
top
goal?
secret.
No, I can't do that without killing myself. So you better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of them presents.
Very interesting.
I'm sure it
Very
was, you know. It was to catch Bo Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting.
Scandalous? What's that?
It's past your bedtime.
Means, well, you know, that gossip's been going around about my dear Juan.
I'm 8. What do you
Oh.
mean?
You mean that thing with Miss Andrews? What do you mean you know? I don't. I'm 8. But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Corita.
I'll let you in on another secret, youngin.
Oh,
I
no.
know who planted that spy camera.
Hey, Monica.
It was that obnoxious, fluffy-haired photographer girl, the norm of some people. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see that for myself too.
I sense disturbance in the force.
Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good.
But I didn't say anything. You thought it
So you
so
wanted-
loudly.
So you want to know about it? I can hear your thoughts. So you want to know about Juan and that manager, right?
Yes.
Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two.
Oh?
I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard.
That manager? Who are you talking about?
You don't know. That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though.
Alright.
Another trauma to the list.
What's another on this massive pile already?
On this
It's only
massive
been a
pile of
month.
Bodies.
What do you know?
Next.
Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impax, Miss Andrews' mentor, right?
Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste's girl. She was supposed to get married, you know.
Married?
The
Married?
most depressing thing.
You mean to Mr. Corita?
Really, young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
Yikes.
Damn, somebody
Sorry.
got cold feet.
3 days after their marriage announcement.
Bigger
That's just
yikes.
enough time for a trial. What in the...
That's it. She went to trial.
Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married.
Well, that's
Oh,
because
Pearl.
she was thrown away, you see, by Juan.
What?
But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right?
They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled the marriage.
Oh. Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines. Of course it's true.
But why? Why did he do that?
That was not in the magazine, so that's not true.
I see.
That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself.
How
This
terrible.
is not a light subject.
We
No.
cut this to this picture like
Constantly.
7 times already.
Yeah.
The fuck
I think
get it.
he was trying to hammer home the point. Or, like, it's gonna be something stupid, like in the last case, it's not what it seems with the statues. It's something dumb, I guarantee it.
Probably. I wonder what happened between those two.
Alright, goodbye, Wendy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Please, do not...
Can we go home now?
I'm on her. Oh, wait, no.
On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. Guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down.
Okay, bye.
That's it? Okay.
You can just go
Honestly,
to the living room.
the idea of someone stopping us in every room is ridiculous.
I wonder if there's anything weird going on here.
Looks like no one is around.
Why did we come here? What happened to the person with the stuffed teddy face?
She must mean that butler with the stitches in his face.
Shoo!
Meow.
I'm taking this cat. Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo?
No.
Meow. Me. Come on, let's play.
Phoenix, I swear to God!
Help!
Mr. Doe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, John Doe.
Oh my god.
The butler.
The butler. The totally not D-killer.
who apparently doesn't lock the
100%
fucking
blood.
door.
Who apparently does not lock the fucking door.
I am
wonder if
John
that
the
butler,
Butler.
Mr.
John
Doe, is
Doe.
already asleep or not.
Some people just poop with the door open.
Let's
Okay.
go to the other place. That
Let's
we
go to the
got.
not here.
Can't we use the cat to get into the cat door?
It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here.
Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores.
Then I'll make some salad for him for dinner.
Aw,
Aw.
A nice salad.
looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe is doing for us.
1 slice of lettuce and 1 tomato. A salad. Mr. Nick,
Yeah, what, huh? Yeah.
where's the lettuce?
I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before.
Phoenix does not eat his vegetables, confirmed.
No,
He
Phoenix
doesn't
doesn't
read,
eat
he doesn't eat
vegetables.
Looks so
vegetables.
upset.
He's a menace.
Oh,
He doesn't clean.
I guess I have to give up on making salad
Oh my
then.
god. Phoenix, you monster.
You
Phoenix
know,
gets-
just a good old night salad.
Mm.
Guess the lack of Latuche is kind of a problem.
Thanks, I hate it.
Can we stop by the grocery store to get some Latuche?
It's 9 p.m. The grocery store is closed.
Oh,
I mean, we're moving all over the place.
Oh
Anyway.
shit!
what time is it?
Visiting hours ended a few hours
Closed.
ago.
Then why'd you come here?
Looks like we're not gonna get a chance to talk with Mr. On Guard tonight.
I'm so.
I'm so tired. What? Isn't what we have to ask very important?
Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. Man,
That was a rover.
Going everywhere.
Go. It sort of feels tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick?
yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. Chief.
Chief,
Choof.
Choof.
you're Mr. Unguard's lawyer, eh?
Yes, sir.
Well, we financially found just the person we're looking for.
Financially?
Real decisive witness. Oh, fuck.
Financially?
You found him guilty of crimes.
We
charged him.
financially found him.
A really economical witness.
A decisive witness.
Ironically, he's not going to jail for murder, but for tax evasion.
You
He
mean,
didn't return his library book.
you mean for the On Guard case?
We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gonna hand it to Mr. Edgeworth.
What's Edgeworth up to now?
You captured the killer?
Who is this witness? I'll smack them.
Don't hurt me. I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer.
Don't hurt me, small child.
Is it Lotta?
It's gonna be
it's gonna be Lotta.
Her.
Mr. Nick.
Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here.
Wait, maybe it's,
Oh, yeah.
Is it Maya?
maybe it's Maya.
Oh, yeah.
As a decisive
Yeah.
win. Maybe.
Fine.
Yeah.
Next slide, please.
Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He did?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Alright, that's enough of that.
I don't like it here.
Oh, no.
Over in the detention room center.
Thank you, police chief, possibly played by Owen
Wanted me
Wilson.
to grant you special permission, so here you go.
No,
You
it's
can now,
it's Police Chief Waluigi.
you can now,
Oh wow.
Oh,
you can now interrogate the witness who's supposed to be sleeping.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
It's Maya.
Any comments you know, so get out of here. Go on, talk to your heart's content. I've got a tennis match.
Wah!
A Wii tennis
Thank you
match.
very much.
Why
No.
is it
Nintendo Switch Sports Tennis match.
Yeah,
This is good news. Such good news, Mr. Nick.
Yes.
Talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag.
Go, 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 go.
In the
Let's go.
Back to the detention center.
March
Detention
22nd,
center.
detention center visitor.
I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. On Guard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear?
Oh, that's
No!
All right. I have less interest.
I thought it was Maya.
We all thought it was
Oh.
Maya.
Boo.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Eeny,
Oh,
meeny,
that
miny, man
one.
on guard.
Dude!
Dude, Mr. Right.
Dude, what's up, man?
Oh,
Dude,
dude.
how's it
What's up,
going? Dude.
I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Carrera was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man.
Yeah.
Taking a phone call is
Uh-huh.
rude.
I
Man on
know.
guard.
What's wrong?
Mr. On guard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty.
You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self.
About the press conference.
You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai?
Yeah. I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. Secret's so powerful, destroy his
that would destroy
career,
Matt's acting career. It
Uh,
had been revealed.
Yeah.
destroy his career. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please?
Your mom.
I
God.
know Victoria's secret.
Damn, that's a lot of change,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh lordy, there it is. I
Get
knew
to
this
work.
was coming.
Behold, Victoria's Secret.
So many locks.
Oh, Mr. Nick,
5 locks.
don't tell me.
Psyche locks.
5 locks. That means one thing. He's an adult bedwetter.
There's nothing
Him
wrong
too.
with that. God. Why does everyone keep telling me that? You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude?
No.
All right.
Did you know about Mr. Carita and Miss Andrews' relationship?
Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his wife.
Life.
Wife.
Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Carita. Her mentor was Mr. Carita's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impacts' suicide note from him.
Last.
Does that jog any memories?
Dude, I just suddenly got hungry. You up for pizza? my treat,
I don't.
dude.
I don't think you can do that.
I
Can I-
can do what I want.
Can I put salad on the pizza?
I can do what I want. I swear to you, I will bring you. I'll have my. You want pizza, dude?
Mr. Nick, what is za? Is it a kind of pea? Like green peas?
Let's go
you
eat
sweet
one later.
summer
Okay?
child.
Oh,
I'll tell you when you're older.
Like 10 minutes older.
I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop.
That's
How am I
too
gonna
bad.
bribe you now?
That's too bad.
I want pizza.
Fun fact, pizza in Japan's very expensive.
Well, how about we get our
Thursday.
minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Talk about something else.
I wonder what I was gonna do.
Mr. Unguard, we connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way.
There was an affair.
You're in a fair.
Fuck you. Got him.
Fuck!
You got you there.
Idiot.
Here,
Okay, so how do I...
How do I do?
How
Do we
do
have
I-
to present things, I guess?
Maybe if you threaten him with tickling for an extended period,
Alright,
he'll
let's-
open up.
That's someone's
Whatever that-
fetish.
let's
and I
not
don't
go
like
there.
that.
That's weird.
I'm
Well,
confused.
Tim, there's only one way to find out. Ask
Yeah.
him
Gonna expose
politely.
people's fetishes in real time.
Kind of scared to show him this card.
Oh, what's wrong, dude?
Oh, so about this picture card. Have you ever seen this before?
Nope. Never saw it in my life, dude.
Meyer.
I disagree.
Don't think he's lying. Or is he? Well, only... Well,
Ta-da.
he leaves it after killing victims, so I don't think Madangard would ever
But,
have seen it.
Yeah, only the killer leaves it. So I
And
mean,
then again, he looked like he gasped just now. Maybe I'm seeing things?
the ocean. I remember the ocean.
The ocean and I are getting married. Isn't that right, Ocean?
Oh my god.
The ocean
The
says
ocean
yes.
says yes.
Man.
The freaky fish guy.
Yep.
So there's that.
That Adrian. I never thought she'd go this far to frame me for the crime. I mean, what does she have against me, dude? I don't get it.
That's something I would like to know too. Do you have any ideas at all? Even the slightest clue?
What? Me? Don't be silly, Mr. Lawyer, dude. How am I supposed to know something like that? You know, Matt, he does have a name.
He does.
Your Mr. Lawyer dude does have a name.
Yeah, it's
Dude.
Mr. Lawyer, dude.
First name Mr., last name Lawyer dude.
Lawyer, dude. About this.
That is an envelope.
Mr. Nick, you can't.
Huh?
Miss Andrews said she doesn't want anyone to know about that. Remember?
What's that?
None of your business.
It's just an envelope. It's nothing. Nothing, really.
None,
It's,
none, yeah.
it's nothing.
That's what I knew it was just an envelope. Ah, I'm
It's
so
just an
smart.
envelope. Mr. Ungard.
I know I asked you to be my lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything.
Yes, you do. Actually.
Hang on a second. Let me call my manager.
What do you mean by that?
What do you want on your pizza? It just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude.
Phoenix, what?
Well,
I think we're gonna have to put this defendant in contempt. I
Yes.
know that's supposed to happen in court, but I want it done now.
3 spankings.
Not the good way.
Not the good way. We get the
I'm
bigger
gonna-
paddle.
Mr. Rated, please get the hell.
We got paddle.
uh-oh.
Hold that.
Oh, it's Will Powers.
Oh, that's unexpected.
Oh,
Mr.
it's me.
Powers.
What happened? Why are you here? Why is everyone here?
You see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
What?
And I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial.
What?
What?
So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers?
Did he murder someone?
I was
I
talking
was
with
with
a
him
detective.
most of the time.
Damn,
I was
scraping the
talking
bottom
with a
of the barrel.
detective until a little while ago when I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you there! You're under arrest! I was brought back here.
Gumshoe.
The gumshoe.
Oh.
Gumshoe may be fired, but he would be dumb enough to do that
No.
while fired.
Really?
They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something.
Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious.
I'm just a normal guy on a set on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime?
Yes. So, about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about?
I really don't know yet. but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me.
You saw something important? What was it?
Ah, well, the detective told me not to talk about it.
Great.
You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said.
Man, fuck you too then, the entire police department.
They didn't specify which lawyer.
Who do you think is that lawyer that detective was talking about?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me.
Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick,
What?
Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in the whole world. It's alright.
That.
Doesn't count.
What about Edgeworth in like the first game?
What about Grossberg?
What
Oh,
about
count.
Grossberg?
I miss
What
Grossberg.
about Maya and Maya's dead sister?
What about Grossberg?
I miss Grossberg.
I don't.
I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Madhorn Garode.
Larry Butts isn't even your friend.
Larry Butts is not even my friend. He has not shown up all game, and I am disappointed.
This is
Well,
gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing, like a spring breeze image going.
What does that even mean?
But what is he really like?
Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women.
I don't know.
He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. You'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
What? How? Horrible. That's unforgivable.
Oh, so sorry. Didn't mean to offend you.
Did Pearl just get punchy with Mr. Powers?
Did you like punch the back of his kneecap?
But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me.
Also, Will, why are you still in your tux from 3 nights ago?
Maybe he's
Yeah.
just fancy.
I get maybe. it's a jogger tux.
It's pajamas.
Yeah, it's a pajama shirt with a jacket and like he's just wearing like really short shorts.
He's got booty
He's
shorts.
Booty shorts, yeah.
One
That say
person
Powers
who-
on the back.
No. It's Steel Samurai branded booty shorts.
So it just says steel in big letters. And
Yes!
says Samurai really tiny underneath.
Trademark. One person who wouldn't swoon over him.
His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Yo, Adrian.
Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic?
As he
Ew.
likes her.
Oh my.
You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip.
Oh.
I mean, celebrities and their celebrities in their world have to be this dazzling sort of image, right?
Dazzling sort of image, but aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers?
No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
what?
But it's
Yeah, you-
okay, really.
Is it okay to be hairy, smelly, sad, Mr. Powers?
There's literally a group of people that are into that, so yeah.
Huh?
I get to hear
Yeah.
plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen.
Well, that's true.
Oh, hey, did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and a suicide?
Pearls, get the list ready. You mean Miss Impax?
We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought a little about it the other day. About that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on. Go ahead.
Why don't you just tell me about it? Why is this conversation so arbitrarily video gamed?
Because he's a
Powers.
hairy, sweaty, brutish guy.
We're trying to expand runtime.
Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. I think that's Sweat Phoenix.
Those are the electrolytes from the Gatorade.
Phoenix can't sweat.
No, we know that's not true.
He only sweats.
He only sweats. He is perpetually damp.
Ugh, no, thank you. Hey,
I
so have you
am
heard this?
all the time.
Celeste left a suicide note,
Yes, we keep bringing it up.
and they say that Juan went and hid it.
There's a lot of like added runtime to this case. We heard about that in court today. God, that was only today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note.
Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note.
Yes.
Something bad for Juan, that is.
Something bad for Mr. Kurita.
Why do you figure so?
Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man."
A truly insidious man. Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that?
Well, there is no one else that fits the bill, right?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Spin foil hat theory. Matt on guard wooed Celeste like the day after she was betrothed to Juan Kurita.
Interesting.
Oh, to like intentionally fuck with him?
Yeah, like the horrible man is Matt on guard, not Juan Kurita. And like she felt so horrible of like, oh, we just announced this big marriage and I cheated on him like the day after with his biggest
Like,
rival.
who cheats on their betrothed the day after?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
You'd be amazed, yeah.
Day after?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, time is irrelevant to infidelity.
That sucks.
Well, that is my tinfoil hat theory as of right this moment.
And that would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note.
I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. On Guard and Miss Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Okay, so do I go back and do I get the option to talk to Adrian now?
I guess so.
Please? Now then, who's... Oh, okay, so... Every time I come back, I get to to talk with somebody else. Okay, that's interesting.
Mark?
Oh,
So-
sorry, didn't realize.
Oh, it's you.
I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight.
Me? Here on salad night? I thought your client was Matt.
On salad night.
Yes, they only have 3 leaves per person. Could you believe they're rationing around here? I thought your client was Matthew.
I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Kurita had on Mr. On Guard. I'd like to ask you about Matt on Guard, if you don't mind.
Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean,
You seem to bear a lot of resentment toward Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival?
that has nothing to do with this case. Nothing.
Uh-huh. About Miss Celeste Impacts.
I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface.
I'm sorry.
You better
Wow,
be.
Phoenix.
Thanks for
Oh,
bringing it up.
back to the
Phoenix.
image.
There's the flashback again, as if I haven't seen this 14 times today. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. Why is she not wearing shoes?
She's
Maybe
one
they
of
fell off.
I think it's actually pretty common to remove your shoes when you commit suicide.
Indeed. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it.
You wanted to burn it? But why?
I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid.
The suicide note, huh? Wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Ungard?
It's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police?
You did it.
But there had to be another way.
The police
police
are
are-
excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right?
Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death.
Miss Andrews.
Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please. Tell me why you did what you did.
Revenge.
Huh? Did you say something just now?
Oh, you may not have heard me, little girl. I said revenge.
A psyche lock,
Yeah.
huh?
One, though.
Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy, or a monkey in a suit.
I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Let's see. Oh,
Hey, did you say revenge?
nope, that's not what I meant to press. I meant to press the Magadama.
Revenge.
Revenge. Alright. We don't have the thing that we need just yet. But Magadama. Take that!
Forgotten.
Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder?
But I already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge.
No. So you were saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why. Well, what an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Oh god, we didn't restore hearts. Oh lordy. Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Lordy, lordy.
Looks
Boy.
like you're playing on the edge, Phoenix boy.
Can we restore hearts?
By successfully undoing a psyche lock.
Ah.
Yep. So we have to do this correctly. But it's okay. It's an easy one.
Yeah, so it's this, right? Something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge.
Should we show Celeste's profile, not the suicide report?
It does say someone or something.
That's what
so
I was thinking, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, we
Kelsey?
can start with the profile, and
Okay.
then it might lead into the.
Celeste.
There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide.
What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt?
You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you
No, there was
explain
relations.
this relation?
Relationship?
Fiancé-ness? Do we have proof of the fiancé-ness?
The two of them had a horrible, ugly child, and it turned out to be D Killer.
Ugh.
Uh,
Can you explain
Oh wait,
to me
they're talking about the Celeste and Matt. Matt.
Yeah, not Celeste and Juan.
relation between Celeste and Matt? Oh,
Do we
Object?
have that?
I don't know if we have that.
Um,
This is also do or game over.
Yeah, we're
Oh
done.
no, we're dead. Can
What's the
we
other
can we
photo?
backstep? Can we?
Brisket for brisket.
What was that, Cap?
what's the photo over there?
This
Not
is...
that one.
Oh,
The other one.
this
I think
one
it's off,
is the crime
Okay.
photo.
Uh,
Explain
they're
to me
both
this
prevalent.
relation between Celeste and Matt. I don't think we have that yet. I don't think we have anything needed for that, so we're gonna back out. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. And we're gonna save right now, just in case. Alright. So...
12 a.m.
Mr. Nick, your phone.
Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it?
I don't like the
Maybe.
sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
Oh, Tim.
We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office real soon.
What'd you do?
What's wrong?
Something really unexpected just happened.
What did you do?
No!
I may have... Mr. Edgeworth, he...
Edgeworth?
They
You better
shot?
be okay.
Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I gotta get my hand out of this toaster. I don't know how what's going on anymore. Ah!
Oh, did he just show
Hello?
up to the office?
He got cut off.
Where's Edgeworth?
What's going on, Mr. Nick?
Gumshoe said we need to go back to the office right away.
Then we should hurry back.
Oh, I'm scared to go back.
Mr. Nick, I can't drive a car. What are you talking about? Pull yourself together.
Maybe it'll be good news.
Somehow I doubt that. Alright, right
Your
to the
ass in
offices.
gear.
Could you imagine Will Powers talking to Gumshoe? Like basically two
Oh.
identical, similar
Oh,
voices
man.
back and forth.
They'd be best friends.
What
That's
took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go.
Well, what happened?
We got him. We know who brought the spy camera. Eh?
This quickly?
And this bear's what gave him away, pal.
But
Bear. The bear that I so ruthlessly destroyed.
Actually, I think Gumshoe's the one who ripped it.
Oh yeah, Gumshoe ripped it clean in half.
I figured it out, pal.
What did you
I figured out that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera.
Well, Edgeworth, but never mind. Never mind.
Nope, I did it. But what?
Pearls,
Okay.
Pearls. No, not alright. Let him have this. And go on.
There's only one person who brought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it?
Not on guard?
Who could be so rude as to spy another person in their room through a bear?
Ah, it's Matt on guard.
Man on guard.
Matt on guard.
Huh?
Matthew Ungardu.
Oh,
Man on guard. Your client. That's who, pal.
and here I thought things couldn't get any fucking worse! What? Are you sure you heard right? That person, that the person who bought this bear was...
I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase.
Fake fucking receipt.
It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear.
Yeah, but it's nothing compared to
$3,800
a...
for that?
It's nothing
a
compared
fantastic
to...
bear.
It's nothing compared to a CVS receipt, though.
length versus girth.
A
With
receipt. That's all you have? Phoenix, a receipt was what, like... was what helped us solve, like, Mia's murder.
Despite the fact that we had it the whole time.
Despite the
and
fact that we had it the whole time and didn't look on the other side. However, I saw in the, like, in the anime, they actually turned it over at, like, the very beginning, so I don't know how that's, like, like, resolved instead.
Maybe it's invisible ink.
No,
Maybe
they're
they
like,
look at
no,
it but don't
it says
recognize
Maya on it, and they all acknowledge it says Maya on it, so I have no idea.
Look, it's not like receipt and official documentation is very important to solving these kinds of crimes anyway. Nah, it's just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself.
Oh boy.
He told me, I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Ungard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Ungard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure that person who brought the stuffed bear was Mr. Ungard himself.
My sight is failing me. This can't be.
A credit card receipt. More evidence.
So,
Spy camera.
what about the spy camera we found?
Ah, that was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away into evidence.
Isn't that his job?
Well,
Well,
he
no,
doesn't have a
not
job.
anymore.
Oh, right.
Your job now. I know you don't want to give up, pal.
I never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Carita's room was Matt on guard.
Why? Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews with Mr. Corita in one of their rendezvous.
I bet is not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera.
Are you gonna see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean.
Yes.
I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next.
I'm scared myself.
Ball Z.
But I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Matt on guard. What in the world have you done?
Phoenix, you're really bad at keeping on a good face when you get a little snappy with everyone around you.
Yep.
Alright, back to the detention center. Matt on guard, you have some splaining to do.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I mean, you're working really late, you know? It's already past 10 p.m., dude.
Shut the fuck up.
That's very on brand for his character. I like that.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. I think it's time you told me the truth.
Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss?
I'm gonna kill him.
Not if I do. I mean, wait a minute.
Wait.
But if you really want to know, let's talk.
Alright, let's fucking dance, Mr. On Guard.
No, I don't have a secret. Shut up.
Magadama!
Ah!
Ah!
He has
5
so many locks.
Matt's secret.
So many secrets.
Aren't we close to dying? Should we be doing this?
Yes.
You think?
I don't think we have a
Fine.
choice.
Now let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr.
No.
Corita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed?
Told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay?
You know
Or
his name?
whoever that
Ah!
was.
Checkmate, idiot!
Shit. All
If
5
it-
block break.
You know his name. Got him.
Got him, huh?
Got him,
Right? I can keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. But is a bunny worse? I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap.
Don't lie to me.
Huh?
I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corita, especially on that night.
Camera.
The camera. The bear. Well, actually, the bear might be the correct option.
It could be the bear or the camera. Bear.
This bear was in Mr. Corita's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan.
So, it's a present, dude. It actually looks kind of classy, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it is very odd that this gadget was found inside the bear.
Oh, we almost did it backwards.
This is a very small video camera. And it was hidden inside this bear's eye.
Maybe it's a really curious bear.
You idiot.
Oh my fucking
They got a
god.
curious George, and he's a monkey, dumbass.
Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter, which means someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Corita's room.
Shit.
Bam!
Well, I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude?
Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. Phoenix right too. Phoenix is fucking pissed.
You sure, dude? Who else could it be from?
The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corita was...
Your mom.
Wait, this might
Got him.
be a trick.
Who gave
Well,
it?
we have
Well,
We have
know that
evidence
Matt-
to say that it was Matt who bought the bear.
Yeah, but did he give it there?
We don't have any other person that could possibly have given it. At least I think. Mr. On Guard. Don't you know this bear from somewhere?
I mean,
Ever
you
seen
just
it?
showed
Big
me
Blue
it,
House?
so I know it from that. But I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude.
Oh, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend?
Phoenix, you sassy bitch.
else did the bear tell you?
Bear tell you.
He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard.
That lying piece of shit. I mean, if I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're pulling my leg, and you can't even see it.
Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet.
Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first?
Here!
Let me just pull it out.
Here is proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Wendy Oldbag!
It's Maya. Maya is the
It's
proof.
Maya Fey! I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard.
Actually,
It's from
that
when
looks
you
like a
bought that stuffed bear.
looks like a report card.
Kinda.
Your
Eh.
eighth
Looks
grade
like you
report
failed all
card.
subjects.
Dude, all you can tell from that is that I spent boatloads of money. I go to that department store all the time. For my bike that's hanging in my living room.
Dude,
Oh my god.
This $3,800. This could be a toothbrush. I bought
it's a
that.
banana, Michael. How much
What?
did it cost? $10?
Must be a very good toothbrush.
A $3,800 toothbrush?
Oh god. It's ivory, and
Bet.
it's got elephant hair for bristles.
I'm gonna.
It's
Hello.
an electric toothbrush.
Official
It's one of
villain.
those Hitachi
Confirmed.
electric toothbrushes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to get you arrested on that then. Or murdered. I don't care.
As long as you're in jail.
Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway,
Get it together.
the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not?
Dude, you should have said that earlier.
Bro, what?
So can I ask you one thing?
Yes.
You're my lawyer, right, dude?
Fortunately.
So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that?
Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you.
Sounds more like a stupid lawyer to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay?
Sure.
It
No.
literally just.
No, not yet.
Well, you're a stupid lawyer.
I haven't asked why you set up the camera yet.
I could defend myself.
And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'm going to make you cry, Mr. On Guard! I'm going to find out what I want to know. Because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed it in secret is...
Oh shit.
Because of this bloody egg.
Adrian Andrews.
Well, I hope it's right. If it's wrong,
If it's
We're
wrong,
dead.
we're starting over.
If it's. Sora,
go through the
we're
whole
wrong.
process again. Just
We're
go
dead.
through
Our soul's gonna
every
explode.
minute.
Gorge, my soul's exploding.
Adrian Andrews?
There is a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Kurita were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Kurita, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal, isn't that right?
Dude, you can be such a moron.
Huh?
Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal? That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy.
The good stuff. Juicy.
Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stopped paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. I'm a career narcissist.
Too bad that wasn't your intention.
What are you talking about?
I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent. But it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Kurita because of Miss Andrews. Then there's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Kurita's room was...
Credit card receipt.
Oh heck, this is a game ender.
I'm on heart. Wait. So, well, what if it had something to do with Juan?
Yeah, it's gotta be, like, making sure Juan was killed.
Like, because what other reason would he set up? Because we used Adrian Andrews, and that's not the reason, according to him.
Yeah, but it didn't kill us. It didn't, like, end the game right then and there.
Right, so we progressed as we should.
If they want wouldn't they want to record it? Wouldn't it be
The
assassin?
do we
Yeah,
have any
D-Killer?
proof that Ungard is D-Killer? Because
No.
D-Killer is known for sending proof of all his murders to his clients to prove that he did them.
Right, but, well, feasibly, Matt on Guard cannot leave the detention center, and we saw John Doe / Shelly D. Killer in Matt on Guard's house.
Yeah, but if our current theory is that he set up the camera, but our theory is that he set up the camera to prove that he killed because he's the killer, we don't have any backing for that.
I would assume that the reason he filmed it is for D-Killer. But
Yeah.
that's all the only thing I have to go on, and that's just plain. I mean, given Phoenix is a
so
professional BS artist.
So it's gotta be this. Like, because...
so he would know that the card is there.
Yeah. Know that the card is there, know that the deed is done.
Yeah.
Because, like, we don't have Shelly D. Killer.
He is... No, we have John Doe, don't we?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So, like, this is like, okay, D-Killer filming and Matt on Guard seeing the card, knowing that the murder was completed.
Oh.
What is this card?
Maybe he doesn't know about this card.
Oh,
This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly D. Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you?
Ellie? D-Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him?
I mean, you'd have to know him if you knew he was a shady scumbag.
If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden?
Also, how do you know that he's a shady scumbag?
Yeah. This is it. Finally starting to get to the truth. Can't afford to make any more mistakes now.
I haven't been able to afford one mistake at all.
Yeah. Mr. Matt on Guard. I know why you know Mr. D. Killer.
You're a hero of justice.
You're a hero of justice!
You're
a
trying to
star!
You're his client.
What's the difference between 1 and 3?
One's
Yes.
in space, one is not.
Alright, you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly D. Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is... you, Matt on Guard.
Unimpressed.
Here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude.
Oh, hello.
I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, it's what I thought anyway.
Mr. On Guard,
Gonna go out, people.
you really did hire.
Oh, Phoenix, you don't say it like that. Hold on a sec. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
consult
God.
myself, okay?
What?
Consult myself?
This guy is crazy.
Well, guess it's probably about time anyway.
About
Do you have
time
like a
for what?
split personality?
I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude.
The real
Ah,
Matt
we
On
did
Guard. Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt On Guard.
Is that a
Why
glass
did
of chocolate milk?
I like.
Did he just produce a wine glass out of nowhere?
He did just produce a goblet out of nowhere.
It's filled
Okay.
with chocolate milk.
So also, we
Obviously,
haven't
tomato juice.
seen this guy before. Does he have like tiger scratch? Was he attacked by the tiger from the last case or the lion from the
Probably.
last case?
Nah, just his cat.
Now he's not.
Oh
Gigantic
no, he's
glass
not!
of Freaking apple cider.
Just tomato juice.
Delicious.
You got some health back.
Yeah, we sure did.
Our soul is healed.
Also, the guy behind is not caring at all that some guy just brought a glass.
Nope.
So he just had that glass just waiting,
Yup.
Yeah.
not drinking any
Not
bit
a lot
of it.
of questions about what just happened.
He also just swirls it around. He's not drinking it or anything.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have.
If he drank
Really?
it, he wouldn't have anything to swirl.
So you are Shelly D. Killer's client.
You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you?
Well, what do you mean?
I will fucking.
I forgot
crush-
there was a child here.
Yeah, say.
And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself.
Add it to the trauma list, Pearls.
Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her.
Carve it into your soul, kid.
Carve it into your soul, kid. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer?
You're lying. What a terrible.
It's past your bedtime, little girl.
I agree.
Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things.
But why? Why did you hide the video camera and...
A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian.
About Miss Andrews' secret.
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all, assassin.
What?
Oh, come on now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deeds over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess?
$5.
And
Shut up.
and that's why.
Yes. That's where the video comes in. Got his face in the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay, even blackmail if I want.
So, wait, so is the fucking wall of VHSs on guard killing a bunch of people and recording them?
That's a lot of people.
Was that confirmed? I thought that was just some spinfoil hat theory I came up
No,
with.
that's what I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
Like, it's on guard's house. It's like he's
His
the one
video.
recording the video. It's not Shelly D. Killer who's recording video.
hmm It might just be. I mean, he's in movies, TV, I
Yeah.
assume. So
Yeah.
it could just be his work that
Yeah.
he just gets
It
copies
could
of.
be a mix.
But
Yeah.
it would also be a great place to hide a video of somebody getting murdered amongst all of your other video work.
Just write definitely not a murder on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the tax returns 1987 folder.
Yeah.
It does explain why the killer is in his house, though, if he's looking for the evidence against him.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's right. This video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright?
How did you hide that scar?
Don't
Yeah,
ask
tell us
questions you
about
don't want to know.
With his
The
hair.
really long bangs.
Oh yeah. With
Why
the
would you
bangs.
do something so wrong? You're wrong.
I was close. Because I'm a grown-up. And I can. Good enough an answer for you, little girl.
Can we get real into here?
Guard, are you seeing this shit?
Why would you kill Mr. Kurita?
I don't fucking care, man.
Dude, I'm not paid enough for this.
I'm just standing here.
Because he's about to sling so much dung. Really? That's how you're gonna talk? So much
Shit.
dung onto my beautiful public image.
Let him curse.
Shit.
Let our guard swear.
Why didn't they just say dirt?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh. You know they're a little annoying, aren't they?
This is all because of that press conference, isn't it?
Yes.
If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. Unguard's secret would have.
Well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know?
What's the secret of space?
No.
Shut up!
I had no interest in doing it, really. But, bit by bit, crept up on me.
Oh, you're a psychopath.
And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead.
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone.
You already said that.
Well, you depended on an assassin.
Nope, no one. No one in my life. People are simply things to be used and thrown away.
Yikes.
But on a sweet, innocent face, people will swallow anything you feed them.
Giggity.
Adrian fell for it. Assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me. Mad on guard.
You suck.
That leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet.
Kill him.
If there wasn't a half an inch of bulletproof glass in between us, you'd be so dead right now.
Oh, there is glass between us, isn't there?
How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Kurita. You answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone.
Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that D killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking catnap in my room.
You killed Mr. Kurita!
I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Oh, too bad, you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How's that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, he knows, alright.
Oh, this is totally his bit. Like, he probably plotted that.
Like, Maya is in his house.
Yes.
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Maya.
fancy wine cellar.
Shoo!
You wouldn't want to test D Killer. He's a man of his word, so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours I don't like the phrasing. Rubbed out if you lose.
Like, not even like snuffed
Could've
out,
been rubbed
like
in.
rubbed out.
Yeah.
Could have just been ill to be rubbed out.
You scoundrel.
So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it. I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution.
I'll get you for this.
Oh, that is such a cliche phrase. I once said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer.
We
And you
still don't know his
spoiled
secret.
child.
Maya, what am I supposed to do?
I contend that Phoenix does not deserve the Esquire.
And now
He's got a lawyer badge. Of course he does.
you
He's
finally
not
found it.
competent enough.
Yes, it is I.
Ah, why?
Okay, so I would like to also
What is
point
it,
out that
Joey?
he is not in the detention room. So he is
Yeah.
on your side of the glass, and
He
he
sure
just
is.
slipped right in front of you.
Yup, he sure did.
Phoenix, you were so focused, I just opened the door behind you and didn't even notice.
Yeah, but I didn't even see. How did you? What did you?
You're very wide.
How did you? You are very wide.
Yes,
I mean,
I've been training.
Beautiful.
Edgeworth. Edgeworth.
I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct.
Wow, that was fast.
Yes,
I mean, we just walked over.
I've taken some guru YouTube lessons on teleportation.
Well, it seemed to be working.
I'm a bit rusty. Well, right. What are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy.
No. We can't do that. We can't.
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage.
What should I do?
That's not something I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right, it's your turn.
My turn?
What is this thing called a lawyer? Hey, quiet over there. What can you do as one? You must find the answer. And you must find it on your own.
Oh boy.
Well, that's easy. A lawyer is somebody who has their lawyer badge.
Wrong. Try again.
I'm a lawyer, but
That
to fight
badge
for
means
someone
nothing.
who is clearly a killer. Madame Guard. That man is really.
Doesn't matter who, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. I know this is rich coming from me, of all people. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system?
I don't know, is it? Proper defense, but what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery?
Ironic that you, of all people, should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now?
Yes.
Not really the trickery part.
No, you definitely used trickery.
Well, that may be true, but that it's different. It's different, okay? It's because I believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. It's because I believed in something, Edgeworth. When was the last time you believed in anything? Tell me.
Phoenix. I once believed in one man, but that's
Mr. Nick, you're getting very
change.
sweaty.
I'm always sweaty, Pearls. This is the first thing you should know about me. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do.
Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong.
Huh?
We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say?
That's...
You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do.
Why? People like you and Francisca von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty.
Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all.
And? Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty.
Oof.
I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken.
What do you...
Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless.
What?
I don't
That's
believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now?
The answer to that is something you will find out on your own, because I am a sussy bitch. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Oh, hello.
Ah,
Mr. Nick! The thing, yeah.
Beep.
Beep.
Is that the killer?
Probably.
Yeah.
I am the killer.
I am the killer.
Connor, I
you
think
wanna-
was the...
Oh,
Sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal by tomorrow? My. What's the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time.
tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. On Guard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer?
Right.
Literally my name, too. Please don't misunderstand things. He's my client.
Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer as a killer himself.
I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I do what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is what I like to call my aftercare.
What the heck is aftercare?
The care I take after I'm done. My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and is a part of assassin's duty.
An assassin's duty?
he got you there, right? He got you good.
We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney. And to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end.
What is your name?
Your mom. I believe I told you once before. However,
You did, but... But...
my name is D. Killer. Shelly D. Killer.
You're Shelly the killer.
Yes. Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I... Sorry, I had to sneeze there for a second. I always finished what I set out to do.
Oh, at least you're very
Including
polite.
that sentence.
If you fail to keep up your end... If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain...
Maya!
It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it that she receives a lifelong nap. Definitely not murder.
No!
Now then, if you'll excuse me. If someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Meow.
Meow.
Oh, there it is.
Why did you call him?
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! And she just fucking flips the table.
With the computers on it.
Yep.
How are you that strong? I don't know what to say. I've never seen someone
Edgeworth!
flip a table like what?
Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Meow.
Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. My mortal enemies.
Oh, sorry, I was taking a drink of water. A cat!
Yes,
After
Pearls.
flipping that
There is exactly one cat in this entire game, not including the tiger, not
One
including the
cat.
lion. There is one cat
In this entire city.
in this entire city. It can't be.
It can't be.
That cat. Can it? There is exactly one cat in this entire city.
What? What is it?
I think I know where Shelly D. Killer is holding Maya hostage. Phoenix.
This means everything.
Phoenix. Do you know how many cats there are in San Francisco?
No, there's only one cat and that cat is Shoe.
Edgeworth. Have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately.
Do we need that many police?
This is
Immediately!
This is a baseless assumption, all right, but fine. You hurry over there as well. I guess I won't give you a weapon or anything.
Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun.
And lo and
Yeah.
behold, no one's at the match.
Fucking go. Let's
It's
go.
like 2 a.m. Please, I
Yeah.
need to sleep.
According to the
Wait,
clock,
wait.
it is 1 a.m. But I don't know if that clock is a moving
AM or
backdrop.
PM. Oh, it's AM.
AM or
It's still
PM.
bird, huh?
It would be AM since it was 9
that-
p.m. like a little bit ago.
Right, but the sun is
Man, I
shining,
don't-
and there's day
Now
right
then,
there.
who do I want to talk to? Am I supposed to be doing something?
Hey, Mrs. Andrews.
Hi, Miss Andrews. Bye. Oh no, I need to go to the criminal. No, I need to go to the. I need to go to the
I'm
hotel
still
lobby.
jobless.
I need to go to the hotel lobby in order to go to the living room of Matt on Guard. Oh my god.
Of course we do. Hey, look, a bear.
Hey, look, a bear.
Oh shit.
Maya!
Please answer us, Mystic Maya.
We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Fuck, he's escaping.
Wait, that motorcycle, no.
But no, he can't get a motorcycle. Shoot. Fuck.
I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was D-Killer.
Ian and God were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Oh, excuse me.
Bam.
Oh, Tim.
Team, you muted.
Oh, he just sent me a message. Hold on. Take over for a sec. Okay. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger, regular-sized door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for the cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoe? Yes.
Either no one could stick their foot in there, but
You named the cat Shoe, huh?
go on. It's on God's personal collection. I'd say it's a hobby of his to collect prop masks of shows related to his own.
You
He's
seem
a
to know all sorts of
narcissist.
details about Matt on Guard. Almost too many details.
He's the defendant in this case. Of course I would know about him.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Don't cast suspicion on me, right?
Motorcycle.
It seems that Ungard was quite famous even as a motorcycle racer.
Generally, when a star like him tries to do something like that, they fail, but...
It seems Ungard is no ordinary man. This couch has very specific purple qualities. That Ungard. This is probably where he conducted business with Tequila.
Yes, this couch. Specifically this couch.
You can tell by the butt indents.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Shelly
tell by that
Tequila.
conspicuously Matt on Guard shaped hole in this couch.
Perfectly matches his 12-inch ass.
I'm sorry, what?
We have measurements.
Almost
We have
too
the
many
receipts.
details.
I studied the defendant for this case, right?
Yeah, how much did you study him? And what
Shelly Tequila
platforms
Ra-
did you use to study him?
Several. Values his client relations more than anything else. So I'm sure he must meet with his clients in person to talk about any transactions. He's old school.
Looks like there's another room in the back.
I'll kick down the door.
Leave that to us. And, fine. I'm sure the investigation team is already doing its job in there.
And I sure hope so.
Don't overexert yourself.
That'd be
Who is this
first.
child?
This is the first time I've seen such a large fireplace.
What are you doing, Phoenix? I don't particularly care for large fireplaces. They remind me of my youth.
That's right. You grew up in a really affluent household. I guess you're still not over that case, huh?
Don't take this personally. But I really do not wish to remember anything from that time in my life.
Is everything nice just going to trigger Edgeworth?
Yes.
I swear, if you show me an inch of
I
compassion,
guess you're
will
not
rend
over
you.
like the death of your father by the hands of your adoptive father. Oops. Wait, but there are lots of cuts in it for some reason. The bear.
A wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts.
What?
A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? How would something like this be here?
Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here.
Yes, Pearl said that like 3 minutes ago.
I goof.
Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door?
This door, it's locked.
Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. I mean, I broke down the door in fucking Fey Manor, which is like 8 times the size of this door, so let's go. Let's go, Edgeworth.
Two thick men, one
Right.
door.
Don't we technically have assistants for that?
Yeah, I was about to say, shouldn't the police be doing this?
Police!
There's no one here!
From the looks of this room, I would say this is on God's private lounge. Ugh, Spice Girls 1999. Look at this, right?
An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals.
Why wouldn't we
VCR.
already investigated his house by now?
Check inside
I
the
have a
deck.
warrant!
There's a tape. It would be important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, you'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it.
I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
Fuck!
There's no tapes in this room at all.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I forgot Pearl was here.
I've learned a new word today.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I will now use it implicitly. But there's no mistake that someone uses to record something. Whether it was an episode of the Teletubbies or not, I don't know.
Whose line is it anyway?
It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it.
Fuck.
You just...
Wine cellar. Searched all over, but it looks like he got away.
I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time.
And now we've lost our only lead.
Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Your shaky, made of sand, glass pillar.
Yeah, you're right.
We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us.
Oh yeah.
Photo.
Celeste. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste.
Miss Impact.
Oh!
You mean...
Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager.
Why would a picture of Miss Impact be here in Mr. Unguard's mansion?
And why does it say, with love?
Hey, old to remember.
This might be a clue. Oh, and this is the evidence we have to show to Miss Andrews.
Ah,
What's wrong, Pearls?
please let me see that picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On the back. There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message.
What? Alright,
There's our girl.
we need an understudy for Maya.
I got it.
Do it.
Do it.
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You'd better get Angard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for this helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later.
She fit a lot on the back of that picture frame.
Yeah, she sure did.
Ah!
Wow.
Wah!
Wow, Mystic Maya.
Aw, Mr.
Sob.
Sob. Weep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, what?
Right.
How are you still
I'm
here?
filling in.
How are you still here? Why are you still here?
I was watching the whole time. What's wrong? Why the blank stare?
Nothing.
Parallel Edgeworth goes away now.
We've searched this house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us.
Edgeworth.
Yes?
As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing.
Guys,
And
I'm
what
gonna
is-
hop off. I've been hopping in and out of the Chill Phoenix Thread streams. So, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye, Dave.
Good to hear from you.
Alright.
Have a
Later.
good one.
Good one.
You too.
And what is that?
You. Miss Andrews' psyche lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth.
I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center.
Thanks, Edgeworth.
Takes one to know one.
Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock.
March 22nd.
What time is it?
Evening, Mr. Ray.
It is way past Pearls' bedtime,
Seriously, it's like 3 a.m. at this point.
probably.
But it's still daylight out. What's wrong? You look ill. Have you not been sleeping?
Miss
Did you
Andrews.
miss salad night?
I have come to remove your psyche lock. Phoenix, you really shouldn't say that out loud.
You sound like a crazy person, Phoenix.
Psyche lock?
Yeah.
Guard, I'm
Uh,
being sexually harassed.
I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret.
Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can.
Ooh.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Wink.
Magadama! For, I guess, maybe the last time.
But got him.
Unless they bring it back in the third game, but I have no idea if they do or not.
You don't get to use it in court?
No. Magadama! Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder?
I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge.
So you were saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why. What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Alright, so this is Celeste.
Celeste.
There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge, and that is Miss Impax's suicide.
What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt?
You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide.
Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt?
I sure can. This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though.
What? W.
With love,
With love.
Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it?
fault. Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Unguard's mansion.
And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed.
Back to full health for the marathon trial.
Hey, let's go.
Nail them out.
Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan.
Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Oh, whoops. Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes, because of Matt.
Because of Mr. Ungard. What do you mean?
I think I can see where this is going.
Celeste. She was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together.
So that's why "With Love, Celeste" is written on the frame of that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they?
A couple of idiots, yes. It wasn't anything as splendid as that, though. Celeste was being used, toyed with until she was thrown away.
That's so horrible.
No, that's so Raven. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste.
I see. So that's what happened.
Well, but... then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all.
Probably because of his worthless male pride. That is a specific reason. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most.
Poor Miss Impax.
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind.
Adding another tally.
And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note.
But why would she do that? He do that? No, jeez.
It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image.
There has to be a shorter way to say that.
In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge.
Revenge. There's that word again.
Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course.
And that was at the press conference after the stage show.
I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two are always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note. And that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. Does that make me a monster?
I mean,
And
technically.
that's all. No, I'm the good one here, you see, and that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that bitch?
I'm a lawyer.
So yes, I see. What a foul profession.
Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me.
It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway.
I can't sleep either. Not with my situation or with what I know now.
No, I mean I can't sleep. That guy won't stop watching me in the corner.
To be continued.
Oh, boy.
Last day of court. Last day of court.
Last day.
How much length are we expecting from that?
Two more to be continued, I think.
There is one more to be continued.
Oh wow.
It's a two-parter, and this is gonna be the best day in court.
Oh,
so,
great.
Tim, do we dare start it now, or should we just wait until next week?
I think we should wait till next week.
Okay. I mean, we have been that was like a 2-hour investigations part 2 session, so...
There's only 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be a little on the short side this time, but that is okay. Like, time-wise, length-wise, Tim, what do you think? Like, will this take, like, 2 more weeks, or do you think we can power
I think
through
this would just take 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks? Okay. Well, there we have it, I suppose.
We got him.
And Magadama.
Magadama will be Forgatama in the next game, maybe.
If we're lucky.
So, this is really throwing the whole, like, formula of the game on its head, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, we know our client is guilty, but we have to save Maya at all costs. It's very interesting. I like it. It's very good. Well, I guess that is all we've got. So, we will see you all next week.
See you all next time on Dragon Ball Z.